Folks, greetings to all of you. Welcome here, everyone. Something just came to me this morning. I took a couple of days off. I didn't do anything. I'd spot the news in the morning, maybe midday, and then towards the end of the evening. But I literally just wanted to clear my mind as much as I could. I'm just with this 7 days a week, and I just wanted a break, and so I took it. And I'm probably going to take a couple more days, too. But something very interesting happened today. Israel sent a little envoy over, led by Gallant. Gallant is Netanyahu's opposite. Netanyahu's way to the right, Gallant's way to the left. Gallant had his way. He would turn Israel into America, being controlled by America. What I really find interesting here is today's news I read. He's headed over to America to beg for bombs. His mission will be to beg for bombs. Israel doesn't have enough. Just made it clear to the whole world. I can't even picture right now the smile on Ayatollah Khomeini's face. He's going, Israel's going to do what? They're running out of bombs? He's going, really? And how about Hezbollah's leader, Nasrallah? Now, maybe it's time he doesn't have to worry so much. Israel's running out of ammunition, the big stuff. It's made known to the world. Netanyahu did it. That was last week. He says that America's holding back bombs. That was signal number one. Signal number two, they sent Gallant over to beg for bombs. Israel's in trouble. Where do you find that in Scripture, Ross? A really good question. Let me get into it. In Psalms 83, the psalmist Asaph used an example of the war of Lord and Gideon. It was 300 men that Gideon had going up against thousands and thousands. And God stepped in by building faith in Gideon to go up against them, and God would give them a way to win. And he did. And it was known to all the Jews. There's no way they could have won that war without the Lord's help. It's obvious. Really. Because that's in Psalms 83. That's our example. All right. Let's go into today's situation. Where's Israel? Begging for bombs. A clear signal they're in trouble. The most they can do is hold this thing off with Hezbollah long enough to be able to finish the Rafah war, which it looks like they are. But that's not going to do any good, even if they do. Okay, they finish it up. What's going to happen? Now they got Hezbollah. Then they have West Bank and Jordan. Okay. Do you see a way out of this for Israel? Did Gideon and the Jews then see a way out of it when they warred against the Midianites? They didn't have a way out, did they? Really? Because now let's go to the bottom of Psalms 83 and read 17 and 18. It says that, so the whole world will know. God has an action that he said he's going to do in Psalm 83. When that action is done, the whole world will know. It was the Jews' God that won the war. Really? Because isn't that the same thing that happened in his example with Gideon and the Midianites? How about that? Where are we today in Scripture? Israel is realizing it can't win. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to beg for bombs, and then America, administration, Obama, Clinton, Biden, whatever, are going to put conditions on those bombs. You wait and see. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll send those bombs over there, but you can't use them against civilian areas. And if we see you using them against civilian areas, you won't get any civilian areas, you won't get any more. That's a condition. Well, why not? They did that in Gaza Strip. That's where the bombs are missing. Biden says, no more to you. You're using them to kill civilians. So Israel's going to have to go to war with Hezbollah. Doesn't have the bombs to be able to do it, but will be given the bombs providing they use them a certain way. You can use them providing it's in defense. You can't use them in offense. So you can only use them if Hezbollah does something big to you, then Israel, you can do something big to them. That's where Israel is today. Oh my gosh. Folks, please pay attention. This is a big turn. It really is. Um, Timeline, weeks, maybe a month, and keep our eyes on what's going on. And I think Israel will obviously continue trying to war against Hezbollah, but Israel really needs to hold back until it wins in Rafah. Rafah, this is amazing because Israel basically had Hamas cornered, and as soon as Israel went in, they scattered, went around Israel, went back up into Gaza further north. And so it just kind of spread the war out. I think Israel's got a pretty good handle on it, but it spread the war out. And so it just took more troops now. It takes more ammunition, more bombs. Israel's running out. Hezbollah is saying, we're standing right here. Hezbollah is much stronger than Hamas is, much stronger. What's Israel going to do? It doesn't even have, it's admitting that its troops are worn out, tired, and they're wearing thin if they have to go to war with Hezbollah. Again, Ayatollah Khomeini, the head of the Islamic movement, kind of like the old ISIS thing, only this is a Islamic thing. He's got to be up there with the biggest smile on his face right now. Hezbollah's got to be rubbing their hands together going, ha, we finally have them. All as we have to do is mount this war once and for all. One of the things we have to recognize is that Hezbollah is going to have to justify this. So if Israel does enough someplace, like they enter in to this area, which it sounds like they are already, they're going into the most southern part of Lebanon and trying to push, what they're saying is push Hezbollah back to a certain area. That's what Israel's saying. They're not saying we're on a full-out war right now. We just want to push Hezbollah away from our land so we can let our people back into their homes again up there in northern Israel. But sooner or later, someone's going to have to do something. This isn't going away, folks. This is here to stay. I get weeks, month, I don't know. But we're watching now. And here's the point. Israel is running out of ammunition. Again, Psalm 83. It'll be necessary for God to step in, and when he does, he will eliminate the enemies in a way with the Lord and Gideon. Do you know how long it took Gideon to win the war? 1 day. It was over with in 1 day. Do you know what Zechariah says, right? It tells of God's action. Strike the horses with blindness in 1 day. This is scripture in Psalm 83 being amplified in today's news, if you're watching and paying attention. Israel's problem is not going away. It's not going to be solved another way. Something's going to happen because God said, good enough for me. I gave you the scripture. It's right there in front of us. Today is a turning point. Israel begs for bombs. Should be in the headlines. And you say, well, we're just going to go over and have a meeting and conversation with them and all that. No, this is a big sign. Folks, use that for right now. I'll come back here again if I see something during the week. If not, I'm going to be back here Sunday. Like I said, I'm slowing down. I'm taking my time off. And the reason for that is we're there. I don't know what else to give folks without just making stuff up. And I don't do that on this channel. I don't do this for entertainment. This is serious business to me. And so I only want news as it relates to Bible prophecy of end times. And that's it today. Good with you folks? All right, folks, ever so much. Thank you for all your replies and your kind words and your support and encouragement. That's really helpful. I thank you for all that. You guys are really good to me. I'm afraid if you knew me personally, you might not be. No, I'm only joking. Okay, folks, until next Sunday, thanks again for stopping in. We'll see you then.